Well, good morning, everybody. This is Max, and welcome to another episode of Max Bytes, my mini podcast I do exclusively for you, my audience, my subscribers and followers. How's everybody doing today? And that's right, you should subscribe. If you're listening to this, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button right now and let's slip the dogs of war. Anyways, everybody says that. You know those cliches, all those podcasters, they go, hit the subscribe button. So I'm just throwing that in there. Yeah, don't just listen to it's true. I mean, don't just come here and listen. If you listen and you come back frequently, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you're subscribed so you don't miss a video or podcast and upload. Anyways, how's everybody doing? I thought I would do this Max Bites. For one reason, practical reason, is I'm going to be busy for the next few days. I have my huge seminar coming tomorrow, my history seminar, Outlaws, the Illustrated Life and Times of the Gunfighter. Learn from Max about the Old West. Take a journey into the past with me as we explore the mind and psychology of the world's most notorious gunfighters and criminals. Actually, it's a really, really good seminar. It's 3 days from Thursday through Saturday, and we'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to join us, email me at maximus4evr at protonmail.com or email Roxy Balboa, the number 1, at gmail.com. The links are in the description. The emails are in the description. The info is in the description below on this video. And a lot of you know who Roxy is. Don't we all love Roxy? I'm going to give her a shout out. She's so tremendous. She's the vice chair of my network, my official spokesperson, just a tremendous human being. Send her some love. Send her a heart. DM her, Roxy underscore at Roxy underscore Balboa. Or email her and just tell her thank you. A lot of you do that, and she really appreciates that. That's really sweet because she gets literally about 400 to 500 emails a week. I'm not kidding you. That's about how many she processes on her own. So let alone I get my own share, but she gets a big brunt too. So, and all the angels, Jessica, Julie, Jackie, and of course, Eyes on You 1776. And Bree, just send them all some love. The Angels and the Warriors, they do a great job, the assistants. But I'm going to be busy with my seminar for the next few days, so I highly recommend it to you if you want to just really just immerse yourself in some fun. It's going to be great. It's a real tremendous immersion in the Old West. I'd love to have you join. The encore is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so August 29th to the 31st. So if you can't make it this weekend, early next week, we're doing it again. I won't be doing the seminar again until the earliest will be next August. So I do it once a year. So I'd love to have you join us. But that's the practical reason. The other thing is I wanted to get this out because of what happened last night. Now, this going to stick to that theme here for this. I typically do like 2 or 3 themes. My Max Bytes are just mini podcasts, and they're an anthology series, So I really would love for you guys to go back and revisit some of the earlier ones because they all kind of follow each other. They're like a sequential, and one's a sequel to the other. And what happened last night? Last night was the primaries. So let's talk about it. Let me just jump right into it. New York 19, right? New York 19. Let me just put this out there. I'll put it like this. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of disinformation going around today on both sides. All sides are doing it, primarily because some people are these are the 3 reasons I see. People in denial, people still suffering from PTSD from 2 years ago, and people just willfully ignorant, or they're just trying to mislead. So maybe there's 4 reasons for it, and that creates a nexus of consternation and frustration for all of you, my audience who actually are intelligent and smart, because you're in my rooms, and if you should be following me on Telegram and Twitter. Make sure you do follow me there, and I have the links to my Telegram and Twitter in the description, because we talk about all of these things. And I'm going to just try to clarify this and put you at ease, because that's what I do at Max Bytes. That's all these are about. These are mini podcasts. I don't go on for 2-3 hours bloviating to quote Bill O'Reilly. But let me just say this: the results for last night for Republicans were fine. They were in keeping with the situation, to paraphrase Dickens. Okay, we did fine. There's a place called Florida. I don't know if any of you have heard about it. It's a state in the United States, and I'm by the way, I'm being a little sarcastic here. It's directed at the people spreading all of the doom and gloom. We did fine in Florida. If Florida got redder last night, the school boards flipped. I think six out of eight of them flipped. Miami-Dade. Does anybody remember 20 years ago, 22 years ago, with the hanging chads? Miami-Dade was a Democrat stronghold at one time. Okay, and it's in this. As far as I remember, I could be wrong. I'm not that smart with geography. Okay, I'm not that smart, right? Isn't Miami-Dade in southern Florida? Right. Okay. There was a huge turnout of Republican conservatives. Conservatives, whether they were Republicans or Democrats, it doesn't matter. Conservatives went out and voted. Okay. Independents, Republicans, Democrats. Believe it or not, there are a few conservative Democrat voters still out in the country. Go to West Virginia. You'll meet a few. And my thing is, we did fine there. Oklahoma, nobody's even talking about it. President Trump's endorsements won last night. Some of the more important ones. Now let's go to New York now. New York didn't just have one race. New York had a couple of special races. Republicans won New York 23. Anybody pay any attention to that? The special election there. They held that seat. I think that's important. And they held it by more than a couple of votes, by the way. I think that's important. But then, of course, everyone's focused on New York 19 like it was going to be this bellwether. It's not a bellwether. It never has been a bellwether. Look back on its history. It was a Republican district back in the 90s. Then it kind of like started to move slowly but surely, making this way towards a Democrat. In 2006, went Democrat to Democrat wave. Okay, that's why they say it's a bellwether. 2008, Democrat. 2010 swung to the Republicans. They go, oh, look, it's a bellwether. It's a bellwether. Then what happened in 2012? Republicans held it. As far as I remember, Romney lost. It was a Democrat year, 2012. 2014, Republican year. 2016, Republican year. Then we get to 2018, Democrat year. Then we go to 2020, and suddenly they're going, it's a Democrat. Was it a Democrat year in 2020? Stop and think about it. I'm not going to go into the presidential race. Everybody kind of knows where my opinions are on that. Let's talk about the House races. Pollsters were saying that Democrats were going to win 25 House seats. Republicans won 15. That's a 40-point error. A 40-seat error. All pollsters practically were saying that, big and small. They were predicting a, Trump victory or Biden victory, whatever their preference was, basically, whatever their bias was. But a lot of people were saying, that the Republicans were going to lose seats in 2020 in the House. They won 15 seats in the House. I remember it was like 2 days after the election. I said Republicans are probably going to come within 5 seats of taking the House. They may take it. Go back and look at my old tweets. I was real close. Okay? What happened? New York 19, Democrat hold by 12 points. By 12 points. The final score was 55-43 for the Republican. It's not a bellwether, is my point. It wasn't even close. And what happened last night? Republicans came within 2 points of taking that seat. What's the final score? 51-49? Okay? We shouldn't have even been competitive in a Democrat district in a blue state. Does this sound like New Jersey? Do you remember when we lost New Jersey? Do you remember all the nonsense? People forgot about Virginia. Leading up to Virginia, everyone said, oh, we're going to lose. Oh, Max, you don't know what you're talking about. You're going to lose. Mike Pence. I hear people do that once in a while. Mike Pence. They go like that to me because of some stuff I said back in 2020. Mike Pence. They go like that to me. I just crack up laughing. Hey, I left all my posts up there. Go back and read my timeline. I go back and read my timeline. I just said what I thought was going to happen. And here's what it was: the president's constitutional plan. You can go back and read it. It's on my Twitter timeline somewhere. You're floating around. It's a huge thread. It got 11 million reads. No, actually, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. That was what it got back in 2020. I think the most recent number is like something like 19 million impressions or something, 20 million, which are reads, people reading it. And it was a tremendous thread, you know. And I'm very proud of that thread. I made a constitutional argument of what the VP could do, and Liz Cheney's the only person that disagrees with me. But you know, hey, I didn't pick Mike Pence as my running mate. Okay, I was just going based on what Trump felt about him, and that was that. You know, but go back and read it. I don't really. I mean, it is what it is. But I digress. My point is this. Oh, they go. You know, there's no chance. You know, and my point. You're looking at it. New York 19 swung from a 12-point Democrat advantage to a 2-point. It shrunk 10 points in favor of the Republicans. And we're supposed to sit here today and be upset and think that there's no chance? You know, I heard somebody today, some small little troll who's probably upset because he hasn't had a date in 25 years. He's trolling me. He's going something about, uh, there's we shouldn't be worked up. We shouldn't be excited. It's going to depress turnout. Excuse me. In 2020, we got huge turnout and we almost flipped the House when we didn't expect to flip it. In Virginia, I was worked up about that. And by the summer of last year, saying Youngkin had a real good chance, even before the primary. I kept saying it. And look, we won. I said we were going to be real close in New Jersey, but we'd lose. And that's exactly what happened. We came real close because we shouldn't have. There's 1 million more registered Democrats in New Jersey than there is Republicans. And I said we shouldn't even be competitive. That means that the Republican nominee got really close. Last night, we were in a Democrat district. I don't care if some rogue county has, according to the Cook report, a 3+ Republican lean. That tells me nothing there. That just tells me there's something wrong with the Cook report if you're starting to look at those things, because they're not, obviously, they have to update those counties as far as how they see party identification, because of the fact of the matter is, if a +3 Republican district, I should say a +3 Republican county within a district went 12 points for a Democrat in 2020, there's something wrong there. You can't convince me that a +3 Republican area that's dominated by a certain county that some other troll was labeling, you can't convince me that they voted Democrat. Not at those numbers. I mean, I know New York Republicans sometimes, I'm from there, are sometimes a little liberal, but there's no way you're going to get them to go to +12 for a Democrat. No way on earth. And so this is just, here's my thing about pollsters, okay? I'm going to go a little over here. I usually don't go this long on a Max Bytes. I hope I'm not boring you guys. But here's the deal, okay? I'm not a pollster. Pollsters deal with numbers. They obsess over them. They see the world as a bunch of statistics. Okay, the world is much bigger and better than that. If we went by pollsters, if the world was governed by pollsters, Hillary Clinton would be president right now, enjoying a second term. Okay? Democrats would have a super majority in the House. Okay? They would have never been a president. Trump. If we go by pollsters, Ronald Reagan would have never have gotten elected. If we go by, you know what the headline was the week before the 94 midterms? Democrats gaining momentum and ground. That was the headline in some newspapers 1 week before the November 1994 midterms. Then the Gingrich Revolution happened, and the rest is history. I mean, seriously, pollsters get him wrong so many times, especially in the last several years, because it's basically becoming an antiquated art. That's the way I look at it. And I use polls too. I mean, I like them. I did inferential statistics when I was doing my undergrad in archaeology. Yes, I'm an archaeologist. And I infer and this is how archaeologists and anthropologists use inferential statistics. They use it to sort of induce, and that's what it is. It's really inductive logic. Sometimes it's deductive logic, but a lot of times it's inductive logic. Material remains, when they're trying to reconstruct moments in the past, they look at material remains and they try to use, they statistically evaluate them and come up with these conclusions as to what was going on in a particular part of the world in a particular moment in time. And it's very fascinating because, you're a history detective when you do this, and I love it. That to me is much more interesting than politics. Politics is one part of it. But you can't just look at numbers. That's why they always put that plus or minus 50%. They say, or sorry, plus or minus 5%. There's a 5%, in some better polls, there's a 5% chance that they could be wrong. But that's the way I look at it. And a lot of times they are. But it's like, I remember, I'll give you a little, this you'll get this about when you see polls coming out, whether they're good or bad. By the way, I said New York 19. I didn't say it was definitely going to swing our way. Whether we won by 2 or lost by 2, the point was it shouldn't have been close. Keep that in mind. It shouldn't have been close. And that's what you got to remember no matter who you listen to for the rest of the day. Take this and extrapolate from this for the future. Anything we watch from here on out, whether the numbers are in our favor or against us, yes, get excited. There's nothing wrong with getting excited, because having enthusiasm about November helps you to get out and vote. No matter what happened in 2020, we closed the gap to about 4 or 5 seats in the House, whatever it is now, 3, 4, 5 seats. I know some people have dropped out, so the seats are vacant, but it got so close. And when you see in blue states, in blue districts, Republicans getting close, go out and party and have a good time and enjoy it. Now, don't get drunk, but I mean enjoy it, because we're winning. I remember a story. I'll share the story. The thing with pollsters is, like I was saying, they just deal with numbers, and I think they sometimes can't see the forest from the trees, and they lack understanding of culture. They understand historical trends insofar as new numbers go. So numerically, they evaluate things. Like when I was teaching once, and I went into this science lab, and I was observing this friend of mine, actually, but she's absolutely gorgeous science teacher. This is many years ago. And I remember being there, and she was teaching this class, and she was talking about her love of math. And she was trying to impress the importance of math on the students. And it was a really good argument she was making, but I raised my hand and I interrupted her, because she had just gone on this discourse about how, she looks at the world in ordered mathematical equation, like in a mathematical equation, because it's the best way to order life, numerically, because it's definitive, it's exacting. And she made this argument of 1 + 1 = 2 kind of thing. And I said, I raised my hand, and she called on me, and I said, look, I don't agree with you. 1 + 1 does not always equal 2. And she went, well, Mr. Knight, what are you talking about? And I said, well, 1 + 1 can equal 3, 2, it could equal 2, does. It could equal 3, though. It could equal 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. Students are all looking at me like I had, like I had scorpions coming out of my ears or something like that. Anyway, so I said, well, I mean, you take a man and a woman, they get together, they produce a child. It's 3, maybe another kid, 4, 5. It's called multiplication. It's the name of the game. And each generation plays the same. It's an old Bobby Darin song. You never hear that one? Go back and look it up. Bobby Darin. Wish some people would just get back into some great pop culture there. I love Bobby Darin. The great Bobby Darin. Remember in Sandra Dee? I love classics. That's right. I love classics. Anyways, look, I hope this Max Bytes adds some clarity and depth to it. Hey, there are people out there today that are doing convulsions. I'm having a great time. I think it was a wonderful night, and for the reasons I said, we do have to get out and vote. So get friends registered, get them out to the polls and vote. Definitely thumbs up and like this Max Bytes. I hope you do. Leave a comment. I love comments. Subscribe, and share it. word of mouth is the best form of advertising. That's the way I do it. So I don't pay for advertising. I don't pay for people. I don't pay for subscribers. I don't pay for interactions and engagements. All organic and real. So share it. Most importantly, sign up for Maximus Premium, Maximus Forever Premium, the official title of it. Contact Roxy, tell her you want to join. You're going to get more of this. I'm actually doing a special full podcast for. It's going to be. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be called right now. It's got a great name to it. Some people know what it is, but anyways, for members of Maximus Premium, for MPs as we're calling it, a special chat. You'll be in a special secure chat room with me on a special channel. I'll be posting special updates exclusive to members, and I'll be answering questions. And it's a monthly thing. You're going to absolutely love it. It's going to be essential for 2022. It's going to be essential for 2024 and everything in between. You're going to love Maximus Premium. So contact Roxy Balboa, the number one, at gmail.com. You can email me directly, Maximus4, the number 4, EVR, at protonmail.com. Members of Maximus Premium also get a discount on my seminars as long as you maintain your membership, which is really cool. And I'd love to have you at Outlaws. Outlaws, you're going to love it. Tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night, wonderful time. You're going to be with dozens of patriots and history lovers. We're going to talk about guns, the Old West. We're going to break down some of these men that challenged the system. It's going to be a great perspective because I do take a political perspective in my approach. This is what we do in archaeology. We look. It sits at a point in science and humanities where they all meet. Sort of like it hugs or it straddles a bunch of different disciplines. And that's how I approach my understanding and my view of politics. People wonder, how do you do it, Max? How do you, I don't like to say predict, but you project things and they usually come out right in that direction. I don't know what my record is. Francisco actually keeps tabs on that. I look at things from a variety of perspectives, and then I just kind of go with my gut feeling, which most people do. They do use their gut feeling. I trust my instincts. Join Maximus Premium. Next month is going to be Civics Maximus, the Anti-Federalist. Great for American history. If you love American history, if you like my previous civics seminars, you got to do the Anti-Federalist. Great seminar. So reserve a seat for that. Contact the Angels and Warriors. Again, you can email Roxy for that one. And of course, in October, I'm doing it at least twice. Civics Maximus 2022. This one's going to be an update, and I'll be giving my final projections just literally a week or two out from the elections as to what I think is going to happen. Full projections, not going to just be, posts. I'm literally going to sit down and answer everybody's questions over it's be 2 days each seminar. Civics Maximus 2022. It's going to be like probably 8 to 10 hours long, and we'll be going through every race and virtually every race in the country at the federal level, and we'll touch state legislative races too. So it's going to be a lot of fun, that one there. So reserve seats for Civics Maximus 2022. Anyways, God bless you. I love you. If you want to support my work, my Venmo and my PayPal are in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of the week. God bless, and talk to you later. Ciao.